The first Valenwind king. Long before the kingdom of Albion faced its trials, there lived a man who would become the first of the Valenwind kings. His name was Ealdwic, a visionary who saw the potential in harnessing the power of the wind. In an age when Albion was marked by fierce winds and untamed storms, Ealdwic sought to use these forces for the benefit of his people. Ealdwic was a humble farmer who, through ingenuity and perseverance, built the first windmill on the plains of Albion. With its mighty sails, the windmill turned the relentless gales into a force for good, grinding wheat and barley into flour that nourished the people. As word of Ealdwic's invention spread, so too did the settlement around the windmill, and soon a village emerged where none had stood before. His wisdom and leadership qualities quickly became apparent, and the people of Albion recognized him as their first king. Ealdwic took the name Valenwind to honor the winds that had once challenged them. Under his reign, the kingdom flourished as more windmills were built, harnessing the wind's power to further civilization, nature's wrath. In the ancient kingdom of Albion, where storms raged as frequently as they did violently, King Cedric Valenwind stood at the forefront of a battle that would etch his name into legend. The land trembled under the fury of Tempestum, a storm born from the wrath of nature itself. But it was not just wind and rain that threatened Albion that day. Elemental beings, guardians of the storm, had been roused to fury by the audacity of humans who had dared to build civilizations that defied their power. With the kingdom teetering on the edge of destruction, King Cedric led his army fearlessly against the elemental army. Thunder clashed with magic as the storm's fury mingled with the blood of fallen warriors, empowering the Valenwind family to craft a weapon that could bend the tempest to their will. In the heart of battle, King Cedric fell, his blood staining the ground, mixing with the storm's essence in a maelstrom of power. From this crucible of war and magic emerged the crown of the Crimson Storm, a testament to humanity's defiance and mastery over nature's wrath. Crafted with the storm's elemental power and infused with the essence of King Cedric's sacrifice, the crown became a beacon of hope and protection for Albion. For generations, it would stand as a symbol of the courage and sacrifice that had saved the kingdom from destruction, the fall of the Valenwind house. In the ancient kingdom of Albion, King Ethelric Valenwind ruled with wisdom and strength, his lineage tracing back to the first Valenwind king who harnessed the power of the wind for the kingdom's prosperity. Under his reign, Albion prospered, its people finding solace and security in the Valenwind lineage. But beneath the surface of tranquility, a darkness stirred. Umbraxis, the Shadow God, harbinger of chaos and despair, coveted the realm of mortals. With his legion of shadow creatures, Umbraxis sought to plunge Albion into eternal darkness. One fateful night, the skies themselves turned against the kingdom as Umbraxis unleashed his fury upon the land. King Ethelric, renowned for his courage and valor, rallied his knights, wizards, and nobles to stand against the encroaching darkness. The Shadow War, as it would come to be known, was a clash of titans, where lightning clashed with shadows, and the earth trembled beneath the weight of their conflict. For days the battle raged, each side refusing to yield. Amidst the chaos, King Ethelric confronted Umbraxis in a desperate bid to save his kingdom. With the crown of the Crimson Storm upon his brow, a relic of ancient power crafted from the storm's fury and the blood of his ancestors, King Ethelric faced the Shadow God in a final cataclysmic showdown. The very fabric of reality strained as their powers clashed, and in a blinding flash of light, Umbraxis was defeated, but at a terrible cost. The kingdom of Albion was saved, but King Ethelric Valenwind had sacrificed himself to seal Umbraxis away. With their king lost, the Valenwind house fell into mourning, and Albion mourned the loss of its greatest hero. The crown of the Crimson Storm, a symbol of their resilience and sacrifice, became a reminder of the price paid to protect their world from the encroaching darkness. The legacy of the 3 bracelets. King Ethelric Valenwind had ruled over the kingdom of Albion with wisdom and valor, but fate had not granted him a son to inherit his crown. Instead, the king had 3 daughters, Ruach, Esh, and Mayim. Each princess possessed her father's courage and intelligence, but without a male heir, the question of succession loomed large. In the grand halls of the High Court, known as the Aontas, comprised of 3 knights of Norwin, 3 wizards of Southgard, and 6 nobles, the nobles and advisors deliberated over the kingdom's future. Recognizing the strength and capability of the 3 princesses, the Aontas decided upon a unique solution: to split the crown of the Crimson Storm into 3 bracelets, 1 for each daughter. Crafted by the finest artisans and infused with the legacy of the ancient Valenwind lineage, the bracelets symbolized the unity and strength of Albion. The eldest daughter, Ruach, received the first bracelet, adorned with symbols of leadership and protection in Ealdwic, the capital city. Esh, the youngest, received the second bracelet in Yorhelm. The third bracelet was bestowed upon Mayim, the middle daughter in Inestria. Under the guidance of the Ashuntas, the kingdom of Albion prospered as the 3 princesses worked together, each bearing her own part of the crown's legacy. United in purpose and strength, they ensured the safety and well-being of their people, upholding the legacy of their father, King Ethelric Valenwind, the lost bracelet of Yorhelm. Years after the division of the crown of the Crimson Storm, Esh, the youngest daughter of King Ethelric Valenwind, used the second bracelet to create a great forge in Yorhelm. The forge produced legendary weapons and artifacts, enhancing the kingdom's strength and prosperity. However, tragedy struck when a devastating earthquake destroyed Yorhelm, and the bracelet was believed lost within the ruins of the great forge. The ruins of Ealdwic. In the capital city, Ealdwic, the eldest daughter Ruach resided, thrived as the heart of Albion. But tragedy struck one fateful day when a mighty dragon, drawn by the city's riches, descended upon Ealdwic. The dragon's wrath was terrible. It breathed fire and devastation, reducing the city to ruins and leaving behind catacombs of ash and stone. In the chaos that ensued, the city's great temple, once a beacon of hope and faith, was believed to have sheltered the first bracelet of the Valenwind lineage. The dragon's attack shattered the temple, scattering its treasures, and now the first bracelet lay buried deep within the catacombs, its magic undiminished by the dragon's flames. The battle in the mountains. After the mighty dragon's devastating attack on Ealdwic, the capital city of Albion, fear gripped the heart of the middle daughter, Mayim. She feared for her beloved family and city, fearing that the dragon would come to destroy them all. Unable to bear the thought of her loved ones suffering, Mayim made a fateful decision. She fled to the mountains, seeking a place where the dragon's fire would consume only her, sparing her family and city from further harm. In the mountains, rumors spread of a lone figure who stood against the dragon. Witnesses spoke of fierce battles between Mayim and the dragon, their clashes shaking the very earth. The skies were filled with fire and fury as they fought, but in the end, neither Mayim nor the dragon were ever seen again. Prophecy. In the quiet halls of the Aontas, the High Council of Albion, whispers of ancient prophecies began to stir. 3 dire indicators had come to pass, foretelling the return of the Shadow God Umbraxis. The first was the Shadow Blight, a creeping darkness that spread across the land, withering crops and blighting once thriving villages. The prophecy had warned, when the land turns black and the harvests fail, the Shadow King's return is at hand. The council, seeing the land corrupted and the people suffering, debated what action to take. The second indicator, the Night of Wailing Spirits, brought ghostly apparitions and restless souls from ancient battlefields, lamenting their fates. The prophecy spoke of this. When the spirits of the past rise and wail in sorrow, the fallen king's enemy awakens. This spectral warning left no doubt. The evil villain, the Shadow King, was stirring once more. However, the final and most ominous sign, the Black Comet, had not yet appeared. The celestial harbinger of dark prophecy was awaited anxiously, for it was foretold, a star of black fire that heralds the Shadow King's rise. The High Aeontas debated in the face of these omens, knowing that time was running short but uncertain whether to act before the comet's appearance. In the end, the council resolved to prepare for the worst. Led by the valiant knights of Norwyn, skilled wizards of Southgird, and noble champions from across the kingdom, a fellowship was formed to reclaim the divided bracelets and reunite the crown of the Crimson Storm.